Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Sword of the Stars. And we were, at the end of the last episode, we were just about to colonize a couple planets. We were deciding whether we wanted to colonize these planets. Fortunately, our scout ship discovered Seleucia. Seleucia, you may very well be my saving grace. You are a very good planet, and we need to get you colonized. It needs to be a thing that needs to be done. The extended range ship can head off in that direction, and we're actually going to stop development here for a moment, just to build a colonizer and a tanker. We'll go a little over budget, but that's okay.
We'll have the ships out in no
So, I was recording earlier, and I was actually recording this, turn 49 plus, and unfortunately my
system
my recorder crashed and I lost the footage. So I am sort of going over some extra things, reacquainting myself where I was at this point in time. I may not remember everything clearly, so that is indeed a thing. Now, I'm researching point defense tracking. That's good. That'll be done soon. Well, there's something for the editing department. That is, me, the editing department. Apparently people think it's a very good idea to call me at 10 o'clock at night. Cool story. Well, I suppose that only lasted a couple of minutes, so it might be a slightly shortened episode. It may not be. I do not know. I have noticed that the audio desyncs a bit, the game audio desyncs a bit as the game continues on, and I might decide to go into shorter episodes because of that. For example, if I told these guys to go here, I will do that and I will comment on that, and a moment later, then you'll hear the game acknowledge my orders. That's something that happens later on. I might decide to go down to 20 or even 15-minute episodes because of that. We shall see. Alright, so let's see. We have that. And, do we have any ships that can move anywhere? No. Alright, well, let's end the turn. And these... oh, these are done. Crap. No! I lost the turn there. Well, that'll happen sometimes. It's something, I think I mentioned that earlier, never mind. It's something you have to pay attention to. Sometimes you'll forget fleets, and you'll lose a turn of progress. It'll happen. I think it happens to everyone at least a little bit. Otherwise, I just suck. That is yet another possibility. But this planet's done. Kupak is finished terraforming. It's finished having its infrastructure built. It is ready to go, and it's doing very well. I'm happy. I'm happy with that planet. Calcatharum. That's all I have to say about that matter. Eventually, Cathalt will do well as well, but it's going to take a while. Let us see here. How is our morale going? Morale is at 59. I might have to do something about that sooner or later. I don't want to suck on the planet's resources, though. We'll see. If that gets too low, we'll have to do something about that. I may have mentioned that before. Like I said, I lost some recording. I decided to start at the end of the previous episode so that you guys wouldn't miss anything, but it has me a little frazzled. I don't know where I was or what I was doing exactly.
Yes, Bakona.
So let's end our turn.
No time. System
Hey!
update. A few ships approaching Varkona.
Really?
The mystery has
Really
been
now?
solved, Bakona.
We have first contact, everybody. as point defense is finished. Let's see. Aha! This is a gentleman I know. You don't know it because, like I said, I lost the footage. So, I apologize. Kulpios the Strong. Now, this is a Morgi faction. And Morgi are difficult. They can be very difficult. They have excellent combat drone technology, which can just cause swarms of enemies that can overwhelm any type of point defense. Speaking of point defense, it is done. Their expertise is in drones and energy weapons, I believe, as far as their combat techs go. Their faster than light tech is a little weird. Their faster than light tech is based on flocks, such as birds. They're bird people, they're space birds, space dinosaur bird monsters from outer space who want to rip your flesh. But that's a little too much to put on the card, so we'll just call them bird people. And thus, their faster than light travel is oddly appropriate. The more ships that they have in a fleet, the faster that their fleet can move, I believe. And there's other things they can do to increase the speed, but that's the big one. Well, we're gonna have contact with them. It'll be our first contact with an alien species. Oh boy. We get to see how much farther ahead in tech that they are. So, what this means is that we can now research xenotech on the Morgi. We can translate their language and form ceasefire agreements and establish trade rights with the first one. The second one would be non-aggression pacts and alliances. And the third one would be the ability to fully incorporate them into our society. I believe I would do that. It also gives me a 15% bonus on all xenoculture research. That's this stuff, which is decent. I may be looking to forge an alliance with them in the future. I believe so. So let's research this, and let us continue. Let's build a couple more armor ships and a squadron command. Once again, we're over budget. This is a thing that's been happening to me all game long. It shouldn't come to a surprise. Not at all. And yeah, that's something I forgot about. Well, it's good that I'm not changing things based on lost footage, but that's something I should have remembered. Oh well. So here's our encounter with what is probably another scout ship. This is a random encounter. An unknown menace. We do not know what it is until we actually enter the system and enter the combat, and then we'll figure out what it is. So, let's get to it. An alien derelict. And it's not as derelict as you would like it to be. Its guns are still fully operational. So we're gonna go this way, far away from it, because this thing is a monster. This is a derelict, dreadnought class warship, and it could tear my little ship apart. And it would, given the chance, it would obliterate it. So we're just going to speed this up and go on our merry way and pretend that we didn't actually see this evil monstrosity, and we're actually going to stop the fighting here. This is something that I should explain. In battle, you can choose to cease combat, which will say, hey, we don't want to fight this fight. So we're going to say this, and we're going to take a step away, and if all the factions in the battle do that, the combat will end. It'll say, you know, hey, these people have stopped fighting. and it should end the combat. Here we go, all combatants have ceased combat. So that's something to keep in mind. Alright, Kulpios the Strong. Indeed. And as you can see, we start with Hold Fire on. I don't believe it'll last very long, but we're just going to do a couple of passes and see who strikes first. I think it'll be him, though. These aggressive bastards. Yep. Immediately opening fire. You're a wonderful person. So let's take out his guns. And we'll speed this up as well. I'm not going to speed up every fight. The only fights I'm speeding up are these little one-on-one fights because they're not really that interesting to watch. And they just waste some time. Time we could be using for other things, such as colonizing. We're doing a little bit of damage, but I think he's got us beat. We've lost our middle section. Yeah, we have hostile fire, alright. Come on. Take him out. Do it. Ah, and we got obliterated. I can't say I'm surprised. I don't think Morgi have particularly powerful...
We have learned more of the Mori.
We learned more about the Morgi. How about that? Tech Translate Trade Creole has been acquired. Indeed. And now we can do another research to learn even more about them and possibly get an alliance. We'll not be doing that though. 9 turns. I feel that's 9 turns we could utilize elsewhere. So let's do that, shall we? Mass Drivers is definitely a favorite. I'm seriously considering it. We could also do Heavy Planet Missiles, won't really help us in a battle. Gamma Warheads. Optimized Warhead for nuclear missiles and mines. I think what we're going to do is cruiser construction. Cruisers are the second ship that you can build, and they're your medium ship, but they're also really your workhorse. Even after you have the ability to build dreadnoughts, which are the largest ships in the game, you'll still probably want to go back to cruisers occasionally just because they're useful and they're relatively cheap for their power. They're 3 times larger than the destroyers and probably about 3 times as useful. And the earlier we get that out, the better. So we're going to pick that up. Indeed. Research has begun. 1 more turn until we can colonize Cora. And that still has 2 more turns left. Alrighty then. Let us move this ship before I forget. Up there to Vela.
As you wish, Varkona.
We don't really want to keep our ship there because it'll keep triggering encounters. We can deal with that derelict ship once we get a viable fleet and after we deal with Sirma. Sirma. And that is still my next objective, is to take out Sirma, because I looked at it, here you go. It's a good planet, size 7 with 5,700 resources. It has a little bit of a climate hazard, but that's because the Lear have a different tolerance than the Tarkas. That's something we can rectify, but it's still a good planet. Yeah. And it has a civilian population already. I believe that would be incorporated into our empire when we colonized it. I'm not entirely certain, though. I haven't dealt with independent colonies that often. Alright then, let's continue. And we have a new colony. Here we are. Cora is our new colony. And we'll begin terraforming that immediately, and we shall finally colonize Salusa.
Our colonists
Salusa.
have landed, Varkona.
I expect great things out of you. Do not disappoint. Kupak. Kupak. I believe I will be giving you some defense platforms. Defense platforms are passive defensive turrets. They orbit around your planet, and they don't really do much other than that, but they attack enemies that get near it. Very useful for asteroid storms. You can only have 10 of each size. There's destroyer, cruiser, and dreadnought platforms. I won't be putting them over every planet. I'll only be putting them over probably my home planet and my high value targets. So Kupak will get some, Kamkir will definitely get some, and Cathal will probably get some when it's done being terraformed. Let's build a couple more no, we can't build a couple more ships because we're out of space bucks. We're always out of Imperial savings. What's this? Oh yeah, we got +2 morale for colonizing that planet. Always good. We're gonna have to deal with that at some point. I don't entirely know what the best way to deal with it would be. I don't want to put my population slider up, although I certainly could, because then it will drain on resources, and I don't want to drain on resources. I could cut back the population, but that has basically the same effect, if not worse. Is that... okay, that is still there. Alright, Cassandra, what do you have for me? Size 4, resources 6,000, cost 73,000. I might consider colonizing you later on. Not at this moment, though. Go up to Draco, see what that planet is like.
As you wish, Varkona.
Well, maybe we should send over to Thundera. If Mr. Kupfios, I'm still going to have to check that screen every single time I want to remember his name. How dare he have a complicated name to remember? I may want to keep a extended range ship there in case he continues moving ships through there. Oh, no, it's more important to get map information. If they move ships through there, I'll eventually be able to set up sensor stations on Salusa that will track it. Well then, end the turn. Anything interesting happen this turn? I don't believe so. We have... oh, hey, we have that planet. That planet is mine. I think that was colonized last turn. I just forgot to turn the terraforming up because I wasn't paying attention. If I had $1 for every time I didn't pay attention in this game, I would be filthy rich. I'm eyeing up these stars here, Yith and Wester. I think I'm going to be sending scouts there. Those will be my next targets. There we go. And those will be done next turn.
Yes, Varkona. We'll have the ships out in no time.
Oh. Okay, so we have another unknown menace at Wesen. Again, I don't know what it is until we actually get into combat, so let's check it out. Alien Wreckage. Oh. What the alien wreckage is the remnants of an ancient Morigi civilization. Yeah, they're going to obliterate my ship. It's really difficult to fight. It's a swarm of these are drones, and that's why the Morgi are so dangerous. I mean, these are technically hyper-teched up because
Update. We have
it's
detected a small
another
incoming
fleet? Really? I knew that was there. I knew that was there. One enemy ship detected. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, the wreckage. The wreckage drones are hyper-teched up because, like I mentioned, it's part of an ancient Moragi civilization. They once had a multi-planetary empire that spanned the galaxy. Not so much anymore. And it looks like we're going to be running into Mr. Kulpias again. That's okay. This is a Mark IV. It should do better. Will it do better enough, though? I do not know. Only time will tell. And by time, I mean next turn. What else can I do this turn? We discovered another planet here, Pentacon. Pentacon is prohibitive, and it's really big. That's a pretty large prohibitive planet. I mean, I can't say I never see large prohibitive planets, but most of the prohibitive planets you see are actually pretty small. If we go in here and we look at the ones around our home system, Kuopral is size 4, Serenity is size 1, and Cathrol is size 3, and Griffin is size 2. You just don't see large prohibitive planets that often. I assume it's the game screwing with me some more. Vela is a small, low resource but cheap planet, but the position it's in at the top of the pyramid, it might be worth considering to colonize. It very much might be. Let's go down here, and we're going to split these extended range ships off, and we're going to send them out to explore. Which ones were I looking at? Yith and Wester.
The Armada moves as one.
And they should handle that. And we should actually have a fair shield of scouts flying around. I could send a couple here. I think I will no. I can build a couple scouts elsewhere and worry about that later. I was thinking of sending a couple extended range ships here and then hopping out to these stars. I'm not really worried about it, although I should be. Well, I could use more map information. That's always a good thing. But I'm already short on money. I've been short on money the entire game, though. So another turn shouldn't hurt me. Hey, how about that? Alright, so we'll do that. And can I actually do anything with Kupios?
We must increase the fleet.
I can see what he's doing. I can see his alliance members and ceasefires and... Nope, get off. Can I say stuff to him? No. Can I yell at him? No. Aha! Rally. No, that's not something I want to do. There's a whole weird system here. I don't play Sword of the Stars multiplayer that often, although I have played a couple of multiplayer games. But it's okay. Alright, let's do this now. We have our up-to-date ship against one of their not up-to-date ship. Well, I can't really say that whether it's up-to-date or not. I don't know what they have. I know nothing about them, except that they're trying to kill me. And that's all I have to know. That's all I want to know. Take out their hammerhead. They do indeed have hammerhead. Just like me. What else can I see that's apparent? They probably have their upgraded engines. They do not have fusion yet, which is good. I didn't expect them to. I don't think they have fusion. No, I don't think they do. Well, let's speed this up a bit. Again, I don't really want to sit here for an hour watching the... Well, it's 3 minutes, but I don't want to sit here 3 minutes watching two ships fly back and forth. Hopefully I ruin his day before he ruins mine. That would make me happy. We exploded their hammerhead at the same time they exploded my mission. my mission section. Come on. Come on. Blow up like a good ship. Ooh. Haha! Victorious. So we've won our first space skirmish.
System
I'm not gonna call it a battle. It
update.
wasn't a battle. This is a good thing. Maybe it'll put them in their place. We won't have to worry about them anymore. Ha! That's not gonna happen. They're gonna be a thorn on our side
The
all game.
Armada
So,
moves as one.
I presume Mr. Strong is over here somewhere. That's very broad, but I can't get a better image than that. Somewhere over here. So, hopefully, we can find them and destroy them with explosions, because that's what one of the 4X's mean, remember?
System
Explore,
update.
expand, exterminate. Explosions. Good enough for me. Let's see now. 4 turns until we have that. How are our colonies looking? Kelsathrum is almost done, everybody. Next turn, it will be done. Long after I expected it to be done, but what can you do? And it's not doing so well compared to Kupak. Income 63,000, industrial output 9,800 versus, yeah, that von Neumann attack, losing all that resources, not having very many resources to begin with, that hurt. That very much hurt. And it's obvious why I've been so picky with my planets. 7,800 resources. That's a lot. I think that's all we can do. Oh, wait, we explored Draco. It is expensive and small, but it has high resources. That's something to keep in mind. I don't think I'll be colonizing it right this moment, though. Not like Saluzzo. Or Salusa, I should say. That planet was just too good to miss. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. Indeed it was. I don't think anything interesting happened this turn. I didn't hear them yelling at me. Nope. Nothing this turn. Oh wait, I should be building ships. What am I doing? Well, I'm waiting for cruisers.
System
That's exactly what I'm
update.
doing. Because, Sirma, you're gonna burn. And I'm going to sit there watching. I hope. It's gonna be kinda awkward if they don't. Well, end turn again. I'm going to run a little bit over my time.
System update.
I'm going to record a couple more minutes because of that phone call. I'd like to keep my episodes around 30 minutes for this series for now. If the desync problems becomes too apparent, I will reduce the time to maybe 15 minutes per episode. Oh, my
System
cruisers went over budget.
update.
Well, time to get some money. Those lazy bastards. I'm really money whoring right now. That's alright. This planet, Wester, let's see, how are you? Size 6, 4,300 resources, 43,000 to colonize. That's okay. Yeah. I might consider colonizing that planet. It may not be until Korkora gets farther along with its colonization, or Cathal finishes, because that's a lot of money. But yeah, I think I would consider colonizing that planet. How do our planets look in terms of defense? I know you have a fleet. You have a fleet. Viga's Guard. You have a fleet. And you You're not one of my planets, and you have a fleet. Well, okay. So all of our major planets have fleets to defend against random encounters. Should we face them? Most of them are going to kick our asses. It's that simple. Early game, random events are quite nasty. Later on, not so much. And hey, our research has finished.
System update.
We have
Really?
detected a small incoming fleet. Our scientists have finally broken out of their shell.
Hey! We ran into another race. Okay, so who is this guy? The Wardens of Darkness. What a wonderful name. I like these people already. Now, who are they? They are Lear. That is right. It's the same as this colony over here. They're of the same race. And the Lear are the best techers in the game. They do very well with teching, and they do very well with energy weapons. Their weakness: their ships are very frail. So that's sort of the trade-off as well. Their ships tend to be really good. They also tend to be really weak. And that's all there really is to say about that. Alright, so we have discovered 2 alien races. This is both good and bad, because now we can start researching their language, and maybe we'll even get into some alliances and things like that. Although I don't know if I'll continue that for the entire game. I'm not too keen on Allied victory. Next time, we will build up another fleet to attack Sirma, because I don't want the Lear finding this independent colony. I believe if they find an independent colony of their same race, they will auto-join. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think so. So our new objective is, once again, crush Sirma into the ground. Have a good day, everyone!